Good evening, everyone. Today we have gathered here for a lecture on a special subject, that is leading men into battle. I'm here to welcome you all as a host on behalf of His Excellency, the Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendraji Arlekar, and all the employees of Kerala Lok Bhavan. I'm indeed happy, honored, excited, and a bit nervous also. I usually don't carry any paper along with me. But today, I know the days is really very heavy, and to welcome these people on the days of the days I'm here, I really feel very much proud. This is indeed a proud moment for us. I take this opportunity to welcome today's Chief Speaker, Brigadier Sourabh Singh Shekhawat ji. Sir, you are most welcome here, and we are honored with your presence. My welcome is incomplete if I don't tell about his achievements, especially those students who are sitting, the cadets. They know, everyone knows about it, but it is our pleasure, it is our honor to every now and then tell about, whenever I get an opportunity, we share this thing with the audience, that it's a proud moment for all of us that today we have with us the most decorated officer of the Indian Army, known for his bravery and exceptional leadership. He has been awarded Kirti Chakra, Shaurya Chakra, Seva Medal, Vishishta Seva Medal for his gallantry in anti-terrorist operation and mountaineering. He also has been awarded Siachen Glacier Medal and Operation Vijay Medal. I can go on, and the list will never end, because we have with us a most decorated officer of Indian Army. I once again, on behalf of all of you, welcome him, and I'm sure we are going to have some very adventurous story, and we are going to enlighten ourselves what exactly happens when it is a battle, when it is a difficult situation, how the leadership works. I'm thankful for giving me this opportunity to welcome him. Thanks a lot. Welcome you all again. Thank you.
At the very outset, I thank Honorable Governor and Mrs. Governor for inviting me here and giving me this opportunity to speak about my experiences from the battlefield, mountains, and the sky. I have taken premature retirement from Army, and these days I am into peaceful pursuit of skydiving. I am a chief instructor of a company called Sky High India. So one evening I was just sitting after the jumps, and I got a call from Mrityunjay that Mrs. Governor of Kerala, she wants to speak to you. So I was very surprised that why would, lady governor would like to speak to me. Then she spoke to me that you have to come here and, share your experiences. And then Honorable Governor spoke to me. And I had to come here. And thank you very much, sir, for inviting me and giving me this honor. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will be speaking about my experiences from the battlefield, mountains, and the sky, my impressions, my inspirations, and the lessons I have learned. So I will be just narrating the few experiences, few anecdotes, which I have gone through, which have made impact on my life in 30 years in the uniform. Not all can be shared, but whatever can be shared and whatever is already there in the media or out, those things I will be sharing and will be discussing. So I joined Indian Army in 1994 and I went for my probation in 1995. I was commissioned in 17 Marathi Light Infantry, and then I went to do probation in 21 Marathi Light Infantry, which was converting into 21 Para SF, Para Special Forces. And when I landed in the unit, so first question, my probation NCO, the NCOs run the probation, and all those who come for the probation, they are put under particular NCOs and they conduct the probation. So they basically form you up. So he asked me that you belong to which area, you belong to which caste, you belong to which religion. So I was slightly surprised that he himself is from Rajasthan. He should know what Shekhawat is and what caste I am. So I said, I am Hindu, I am Rajput. So he said, now you see you are in a different environment. Again, just think. So I said, no, I am so-and-so, I am so-and-so. So he said, okay. So there was a big pond where a lot of training was going on. He told me that, okay, take a roll in the water, come back and look around, which will change your perspective. So again, I said, I am so-and-so, I am so-and-so. He said, no, no, no. Your mind is still somewhere else. You have not detached yourself from the past. You have to come into reality. Go again. So I went back again into that dirty pond, which was all smell, grease and everything. So whole black, I came back again and I looked around. So on the walls it was written, Commando Country Serve with Pride. So the thing clicked in my mind that, and this is what we learn in army when we join academy. So he said that you will be commanding men who will come from all walks of life, all religion, all caste, all creeds, all colors. So you cannot belong to one. As officer, you are everything. Whatever religion, whatever are your troops, you are of that religion, you are of that caste. So in Indian Army, if you see, you will see on the shoulder title, you will see Rajput. That is Rajput regiment. You will see on the shoulder title, you will see Jat. That is Jat regiment. You will see shoulder title, you will say Sikh regiment. So those are from that community. But officers, a Jat officer will be in Rajput regiment and he will be wearing Rajput and he will associate himself with Rajputs. Similarly, a Rajput officer serving with Jat regiment, he will be more Jat than the Jats themselves. So that is how officers adopt to the caste and the creed and the religion of the troops. So this is how Indian Army functions. And Indian Army always prevails because of this kind of cohesion, because of this kind of understanding that we belong to everyone and everyone belongs to us. One for all and all for one. So that is the motto and that is the foundation of Indian Army. So that is what I learned. That was the first lesson. Then as I started my service in Special Forces in 1997, so we train a lot, we train a lot every day. Whenever we move out, the round is chambered in the rifle. NCC cadets, firing kiya sabne? All have fired? NCC cadets, haath khade karo. All have fired rifles? So to fire the rifle, you put the round in the chamber and then you press the trigger, right? But when we, Special Forces, when we go out, the round is always in the chamber. The round is always in the chamber, you always move ready. That moment someone comes, you level the weapon and center mass. Straight away, trigger is pressed and the center mass bullet goes. You don't cock. The round is always cocked and put in the chamber. So we would move out and after, a lot of patrolling, lot of, trials for the operations, we will come empty-handed. The round still used to remain chambered. So I would, think that this round ka fire karunga main. When am I going to fire this round actual? So in 1997, I got that chance. So in one of the afternoon, my senior, Dipender Singh Sengar, who is now out of army, so he was senior to me and he was the team commander. I was a 2IC, but I was officiating as team commander. We were in Assam. So he was coming from leave and he called me that I am at Bogaigaon railway station and you please come, get the troop. And Superintendent of Police of Bogaigaon has some information. So I prepared my troop, I rushed. Halfway we met and he was in civil dress, in t-shirt and jeans, and he said, he's the man who knows where this is a big group of Ulfa in a village, and that was afternoon, 1 o'clock, and he knows. So we had a bus, civil bus, and I was in military vehicles. That in those times we had Nissan Jongas. Army had Nissan Jongas. Now the vehicle, everything has changed. So we rushed into the village, and the source was told that you stop 500 meters prior to that house where you think those people are. So he got anxious, or he was slightly afraid. He forgot, and he stopped the bus. And Major Singh asked that, which is the house? He said, sir, this is the house. So the bus stopped right in front of the house where those people were there. So immediately, Major Dipender Singh Sengar, who was wearing t-shirt and jeans, he got out and with the rifle. And as he got out, 5 meters, he got out from the bus, and all those Ulfa, they were also unprepared. They were also sitting with the weapons near the wall. So he was the one who was in civil dress. So they also got confused that they couldn't understand that who this man is. And before they could realize, Major Singer fired. So 3 meters, there was one chap. They fired at each other. Major Singer killed him. Another chap, by the time boys were getting out, the fire broke from close quarter. 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meters, and everyone was killing everyone. So a lot of fire, but special forces, we shoot straight. And I was around 500 meters in military vehicles. I was rushing towards the village, and I heard this staccato clatter of gunfire. I started running. And then first time I am seeing that people are running in front of me, and there is a long line with the weapons. So first time I am seeing the enemy, So then I realized, okay, these people are supposed to be fired at. So I started firing. And the dust started kicking, and I also started receiving fire. So dust was kicking in front of me. So then I realized that my range is less. So I increased the range on the rifle, put it on 200 meters, and then stood and started taking single shots. My boys were running. They were also new. We never had any encounter. We never had a firefight. So they were also running. I said, bloody stop, start firing. So then we engaged, and there I dropped my first. I drew blood, and then on the radio set, I got a call that Singer has been hit, and in fact, he came on set that I have been hit, and there was one more boy of our NCO, Bhamar Singh, he also got hit. So then I left the chase, and I rushed into the village. I saw Dipender Singh Sengar lying in a pool of blood. A lot of blood was coming out. He got shot through his stomach, and the bullet had pierced through his hip. And the other chap, he had a burst in his leg, and the leg was on the spot amputated, knee below. So that was the first time I saw people injured, and there were because of crossfire, a lot of civilians also got injured. So there were 7-8 people injured, a small girl injured, and total mayhem. So then I collected everyone. I got my military vehicles, evacuated the civilians, and then evacuated Dipender Singh Sengar. Got the helicopter, evacuated, and finally he survived. He was sent to hospital, and his bladder and everything had busted. The bullet had pierced through. Thereafter, everything was, the doctors did a good job, and they put containers on both the sides for urine and excreta. So he used to move around with everything out. Everything out. One side is excreta, one side is urine, because he had no control over his digestive system and the bladder. That was 1997, and I'm just narrating a story of the doggedness, the determination. In 1999, Kargil war broke out. We all are aware. Most of you would not have taken birth, no? कितने मेरे ख्याल से after 2000 वाले सारे तो सब which generation 2000 2002 2003 हाँ 99 के तो कोई नहीं होगा इसमें है 99 वाले नहीं होंगे हैं 99 वाले एक दो बैठे हैं old people so Major Singer in 1 year, recovered, became okay, and he came back. We fought in Kaksar, Dras. If you read Operation Vijay, Kaksar, Dras and Kargil were the areas where intense battles were fought. Tiger Hill ka naam suna hoga, Tololing ka naam suna hoga, all these areas, and Kaksar, Dras. From Kaksar, the battle, war had actually started. So we participated in Kargil war. We suffered casualties, but finally Indian Army prevailed. And after Kargil war, we were put in Lolab. Lolab is North Kashmir, Kupwara district. Very beautiful area, but at that time it wasn't beautiful because a lot of infiltrators had come in, and we were put in a post called Red Nag, where Rashtriya Rifle Company was there, and we moved out on ambushes, and every second day we would have an encounter. So in one of the days, one of the operations, we were sitting for 3 days, 3 nights, we were sitting in ambush, and one fourth night in Major Sengar's ambush, one party walked in of these foreign terrorists. And I was sitting around 5 kilometers from Major Sengar. Major Sengar was sitting at one place. We were sitting in very small, with 7-8 boys, 7-8 soldiers. And I heard gunfire, rifle fire, very intense. And then Major Sengar came on set that they walked in and we have fired, and 100% they would have got hit because it was 1 o'clock in the night, but I can't see anything because it is pitch dark. I can't see even my finger. And that time we did not have very good night sights. So as the day broke at around 4:30, 4:45, he said there's a lot of blood. I am calling a tracker dog from the post, from the Rashtriya Rifle Post. So Rashtriya Rifle Post used to have tracker dog. So tracker dog team was brought in, and tracker dog sniffed the blood and started following. And he told me that I am going after the blood and you hold where you are. So I told him that be careful now because the tracker dog is going to move fast, and now those people will be hiding. And around 1.5 hours after I spoke to Major Sengar, I heard another gunfire. Again intense, and in 1 or 2 minutes, 3 minutes intense fire. Then he came on set that Shekhu, my nickname in unit is Shekhu. So Shekhu, I may not survive now. I've been hit very badly, but you come here. There are many of these people here. So I was, I said, what does he mean that he will not survive? And immediately I left my ambush site. I rushed down to the RR post, dropped the heavy items, and then we started running towards the place where encounter was going on. Now, Sengar trailed off, and his buddy came, Dattaram Ghale, small Gurkha, and he said, "Saab, ye bahut zyada hai, and mera ammunition khatam ho raha hai." And I could hear fire. I could hear automatic fire. I could hear total melee. So, and we were running. And so I said, Dattaram, I am not able to make out which side you are and which side these people are. So you start firing single shot, double tap. So one is burst. Burst is like you see in movies, movies, burst fire karte hain, but burst fire lagta nahi hai. ठीक है? So single shot is 1, 2, like aim fire. And when you fire fast, like 2 single shot, tuck, that is called double tap, the aimed fire. So I heard Dattaram firing double tap, so I could make out that he is this side and on top are the terrorist party. So we had rocket launchers and we fired 10-12 rounds of 84 mm rocket launcher in the direction of the burst fire, and their fire broke. Then I rushed up and I found D.S. Sengar again in pool of blood, shredded totally and unconscious. He was again evacuated. The chest was bloodied, and I could not make out at that time that what is the damage because the whole pelvic area was all in mess. He was unconscious. We gave him dexamethasone, steroid injection, IV, and helicopter came in and he was evacuated. And after that, I was confused that what happened here. Then my buddy, he said, "Saab, there is a blood coming." So crawled up, I saw pool of blood, किसी ने जैसे someone has taken a bucket of blood and spilled it. It was coming like this. So, and I saw one of our boy from Rashtriya Rifles dead, and beyond him was his buddy who had not left him. He was young, very young lad, very strongly built, maybe 19, and in a state of shock. And he looked at me and he did not recognize, probably because I was also having a weapon and we also had beard and all. So he immediately tried to fire. Didn't recognize that who am I. So here there was a Gutham Gutha with my own boy. I held his barrel, and then pinned him down, and I said, I am so-and-so, I am so-and-so, I am so-and-so, calm down, calm down. While we were doing this, there was someone sitting on top, he heard, and he started firing. And then we went behind a tree, and then I calmed him down there, very quiet, I am so-and-so, I am Shekhawat. Then he calmed down, he recognized, who am I? And I told him that, okay, you go down. And the fire started coming. Then again it went silent. Again there was no, I didn't know what is it. So my buddy Narayan Liu again, a Gurkha from Nepal, he said, sir, I can see a barrel. Probably this is Major Sengar's rifle. Very, very close. So can I go and pick it up? Maine kaha, ja. So he went up and he was fired upon. Idhar hi baitha hai. Someone is sitting here only. And then we started receiving continuous gunfire. So we climbed up, and Narayan Limbu with big sniper rifle engaging him. And then Narayan Limbu, generally Gurkhas don't abuse. He abused. So when he abused, the other person also spoke. The gali kyun de raha hai? All understand Hindi? Little bit? Gali kyun de raha hai? So when he spoke, I knew that either this man is sitting only 5 meters. Because of the vegetation, I was not able to see anything. Then I also asked, भाई मुजाहिद कहाँ का रहने वाला है? कश्मीरी है कि नहीं जनाब? पाकिस्तानी हूँ. So I was slightly, and we had a very polite conversation. I was calling him Mujahid Bhai and he was calling me Janab. He knew that I am in position of authority. And he was very polite. I said, put your weapon down. I've been surrounded. So he tells me that ये तो बादशाहों की लड़ाई है साहब, जनाब, आपको और हमारे कम समझने की बात नहीं है. आप अपना काम करो, मैं अपना काम कर रहा हूँ. My radio set operator, he was moving up. He heard us, probably. And that chap could not see me, but he saw him coming. So he fired at him. And my radio set operator fell. I said, बड़ी मंजूषा, कि साहब बच गया, radio set में गोली लगी. So radio set caught the bullet. He survived. And in this confusion, I saw something moving. I was also just ready. I let out one shot. And thereafter, everything went silent. Then I asked Narayan Limbu, Narayan, climb. So, कि साहब मर गया. Then I went, so I got him here. So here you see the impressions. There is one Major Dipender Singh Sanger, who till the time he trailed off into unconsciousness, he was guiding me. That come, don't leave the fight. Don't leave the fight. And I want to give something to this man from across also, that he also did not give up. He died fighting. I'm not eulogizing, but I'm just talking about the quality of fighting men. Quality of fighting men. Also, the brutality of combat. The brutality of combat. In close combat, it is kill or get killed. It is brutal. What you see in movies, what you see these days in Instagram and all that, swagger, uniform, this, that, and music, it's not there on ground. It's blood and gore, and guts, and your courage, and your physical fitness, and your muscle power. I would not have been there had I not held the barrel of my own boy. I could do it because I had some muscle. I knew how to fight. I knew how to fight. We are taught. So that's the lesson. that if you want to fight and if you want to survive, then you have to train. And you have to train your mind, your body, and you have to be ruthless. Poodle faking doesn't happen and doesn't win wars, doesn't win close combats. Okay. So that is Marku's story. Then I had a chance to climb Mount Everest. I climbed Mount Everest 3 times. Now let's go from battlefield to mountains. So this is Everest, north face and south face. North face, Tibet, and south face, Nepal. So I have climbed from both sides. And Everest is not a one-day climb. You take around 45 days to climb, and this is how one goes. Can you see? So Camp 1, Camp 2, Camp 3, Camp 4, and Camp 4 is at 26,000 feet. It is called death zone. A lot of people are lying here because it is an oxygenless environment, and then you reach the top. And when you climb, there is this Khumbu Icefall, Nepal side, and you cross, you put ladders. There are crevasses which keep on opening, keep on closing, and people keep on falling. You see, and a lot of people have lost lives here. And this is how steep it is. You see this man, climber, who's climbing only the toes, only the fillers, the points are into the snow wall, and rest, the whole body is in the air. And you see, one of the climbers, this was from one of the teams, they started late, climbing from Camp 2 to Camp 3. And in the morning, when we got up, we came out and we saw someone lying in the snow. The weather had packed up. So we went near and came to know that someone has passed away. And you see this tent, yellow tent? The tent which is in front of the body, this was the tent of this man. He was so exhausted and the weather was bad, that he just lied down here and he could not reach the tent. And the team members were also so exhausted that they were in the tent, they could not know that our boy is just 3-4 meters from the tent, our member. And he passed away like this. And they came to know only next day in the morning that this has happened. So this is how mountains are. They're beautiful, but they are also ruthless. This is South Col, 26,000 feet. From here, this is the final camp, and from here you start the summit attempt on Everest. A lot of such remains are there of the climbers who have lost their lives. One of the Sherpas. Now this is South Summit. Beyond this is Hillary Step, and then you reach the summit. This is Scott Fisher. If you read a book, I would recommend read a book called Into Thin Air, written by John Crocker. It is about an incident which happened on Everest in 1996. Very interesting book. All those who are into reading, who like books, if you pick up this book, you cannot put it down. It is that interesting. John Crocker, Into Thin Air. So 1996, and there is a movie called Everest. There is a movie called Into Thin Air, and then another movie which was made very recently in 2020. Name is Everest. See that movie on the same incident. So this is leader Scott Fisher, and another leader was Sourabh Hall. So total 13 people lost life on that day in 1996. 13 in one incident. This is Everest. This is the photograph which I had clicked in 2001, and it became India stamp, 5 rupees India stamp. And this is me in 2001, then 2003, and I climbed once more from Tibet side in 2005. On Everest also we had an incident. You saw that Khumbu Icefall. In 2003 we were 2 teams, Indian Army team and Nepal Army team, and we had a very strong climber from Nepal Army, Bhim Bahadur Bhujel. Bhim Bahadur Bhujel was very fit, and he used to believe on his fitness, that he is fitter than all of us. He is very fast, and he would, like when you walk, when you are traversing through the crevasses, you hook yourself on a rope, so that if you slip, the rope will hold you and you will not go down in the crevasse. So what he would do, he would just unclip himself and he would just jump jump over the crevasse. Small crevasses, he would not hook himself up and he will just jump over. So in one of the days, he fell inside the crevasse. We went 50 feet, we went rushing, we cut the rope and we looked inside the cover and we shouted, Bhime, Bhime, ya sahab, jinda hu. So we got him out, we went down with the rope, we got him out and icicles, you understand what is icicles? When the snow melts, when the ice melts, and then it freezes again. So it creates sword-like glass, sword-like, forms. And they are so sharp. Like when we pulled him up, so those icicles lacerated his skin. Pura uska chil gaya, he was all bloodied. But then in 10-15 days he recovered and he summited. He was so strong that he summited Mount Everest. And now we were coming back from camp 2 to base camp. Expedition is over, we are now coming back. So on Everest, when you are, you are on the rope and there are crevasses around. So you don't leave the rope even if you want to attend the nature's call. You keep attached to the rope, turn around, do your nature's call and you don't leave the rope. But as Indian and Nepali culture is, so we are sitting there and suddenly we see Bhim Bahadur Bhujel getting up and team members say, "Oye, kahan ja raha hai ki?" He raises his little finger that I need to attend the nature's call. So he walks 4 steps in the crevasse. This time we couldn't reach him. And after 8 hours, we could reach him. He was upside down, whole blood was in his face, and we lost him. So those are the ways of the mountain. Like if you've been trained, if there is some standard operating procedure, follow that. So we lost a very brave climber. Another incident of what camaraderie is. We were climbing Mount Noon, so I was the lead climber. I was fixing the rope, and my boys were behind me. I was on a very steep slope. So you climb in a zigzag fashion. Like when you are climbing a steep slope, so 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Another line will be like this. So we are climbing zigzag like this. So I am at the point, and there is a whole line of boys standing below me, and like that the team is standing. And when you fix the rope, so you are belayed by the rope. Like you are hooked up on a rope, and you put a piton, you put a carabiner, and your rope is through the carabiner. So if you fall, your body tightens the rope and the fall is arrested. And you don't fall to your death. So I was fixing the rope and my rope, it finished, like tight ho gaya. So I said, I am now on top of the overhang. There was a difficult patch, but I had already climbed. My ice sacks were firmly in, and I said, just, release me. I am already there on top. So boys बोले कि साहब नीचे आ जाओ, दोबारा rope लगा देते हैं. मैंने कहा पहुंच गया मैं. I am already there, and I unclipped myself. और जैसे ही the moment I put, both the ice sacks were there. एक को निकाल के I hammered left ice axe. The whole the overhang, the ice broke, and I slipped down. Now I had no rope. The boys who were below me, the line, 4 of them standing. Now, imagine if someone throws stone at you, what will you do? What is the reaction? Duck. ऐसे ही करेंगे ना हम लोग. I am 82 kgs. 82 kgs with speed falling on the boys. What should boys do? Scatter. They didn't. That's Indian Army. They pounced on me. And precariously steep slope. And I am 82 kg and I am coming with speed. I took them. And soon 5 of us were like a ball. And crampons, ice axe, I was all bloodied. My whole, mountain gear got torn. I still had 2 ice axes, Pirana. So I was hammering the ice axe, blue ice, that the tip of the ice axe will bounce off. Then finally gathered all my strength and both the hands straight and hammered both. And I stopped. As I stopped, my boys who were hanging, one was holding my hand, one was holding my leg, एक कमर में लपटा हुआ था, we all stopped. My buddy Kaman Singh, who now he is also retired, honorary captain, Subedar Major of the battalion, he said, "Saab, niche dekhna jara piche." So I looked around, piche dekha, 15 feet, there was 1,000 feet fall. Just 15 feet, the fall was 1,000 feet. So we all survived. So here, the camaraderie of army, like no one will risk life for you, but it happens in army. It happens there because we train together and we are more than the brothers, more than the siblings. That is the teaching of Fauj. Now, okay. So this was Manipur. Lot of terrorist group operating at that time, 2005, 2008. Every day we would have encounter, and there are more than 36 groups. You have the names. And in the middle of Manipur, there is a lake called Loktak Lake, which has got length and breadth 20 kilometers by 20 kilometers, freshwater lake. And in this lake, there are floating islands. The grass is floating and the water is 70 feet in depth at places. Some places it is 10 feet, some places 6 feet, some places it's 70 to 80 feet. And the fisherman community lives inside the lake, and at that time, 2000 huts, 6,000 population was living inside the lake. And only way you could move in the lake is with the help of this he-boat. Is a small canoe, narrow canoe. Only that could go between the, the grass channels. And the visibility through the grass was negligible. You can't see. Now you see this grass? If you are standing here, you cannot see even 1 meter. You cannot see even 1 meter, and you have to move only through these channels. So there was this group which was operating. There were many groups operating inside the lake, and they had their bases because no one could reach there. Army could not reach, police could not reach, because the moment any boat would go, first of all, the motor boat could not ply because the fishing nets would get entangled with the propeller, and the noise of the boat will make the surprise go loose. So there were around 10-15 terrorist camps inside the lake. And we had police commandos coming to us, and they had one boy, sir, his brother was with the group. Now the group wants to kill his brother. You need to help. So I said, get us the location. So we trained this man. Okay, you take this GPS, go somewhere close to the camp and get us the grid reference. Grid reference, समझते हो? Map reading करी सबने? So get us the grid reference. So he went with the GPS, he got us the grid reference. We came to a big island, which was Assam Rifle Post, and there we put spotter scopes, and we put the grid reference, and we had the spotter scope trained in the direction of that grid reference. And soon we had the camp in sight. Now we had around 15 armed terrorists. We could see them from 6 kilometers. And then we got the information they have AK-47s, they have M16, they have M79 Lathod, they have RPGs, they have a whole lot of Zakhira of weapons. But the peculiarity of the target was that there were 14 civilian huts and a population of 20 civilians, ladies, children, and was living around the camp. So then we also sent someone. He went inside the camp and he got us the pictures. You see, there's a sentry sitting. You see, there's a sentry with AK-47. Then there is one machan. We got all the information about the camp slowly, and we started preparing. Now the peculiarity was that in that area, fishermen were moving all the time and with mobiles. So any activity you make, surprise will get lost. You can only move in those small canoes. There was no ground to fight. No cover available from fire. When इसकी क्लास चली है फील्ड क्राफ्ट एनसीसी फील्ड क्राफ्ट आर्मी वाले कौन है आर्मी वाले हैं इधर फील्ड क्राफ्ट की क्लास चलती है तो क्या सिखाते हैं आड़ है ना पहले तो फायरिंग में तो 8 फीट लिम्बर अप सिखाते हैं ना आड़ पकड़ो फिर देखो फिर फायर करो है ना देयर वाज नो कवर अवेलेबल फ्रॉम फायर बिकॉज इट वाज ऑन द वाटर एंड देयर वाज नो ग्राउंड टू फाइट because it was water. And to engage the target, you have to stand on the platform above the grass. Then only you can see the target. आपको ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म पे खड़ा होना पड़ेगा. Then only you can see the target. Otherwise we could not see the target. लाइफ जैकेट जो पहन के जाओगे तो लाइफ जैकेट आपको डूबने नहीं देगी. उसके पास में फर्म ग्राउंड है. Because he is in the camp. He is on the machan. And if you are wearing life jacket and you jump inside the water, you are actually duck. Not sitting duck, swimming duck. Because the life jacket will not get you inside the water. वो आप बाहर ही स्विमिंग करते रहोगे, वो आराम से एक को मार सकते हैं. दूसरा था no immediate casualty evacuation. Helicopter cannot come because helicopter cannot hover. The moment helicopter hovers over the water, the rotors kick up the water. And the pilot will become blind. The helicopter will crash. So we were told that casualty evacuation is not possible. Then the bulletproof jacket and the helmet, one cannot wear because if you wear bulletproof jacket and the helmet, then with life jacket and weapons, you will sink inside the water. So bulletproof jacket पहनना भी और life jacket पहनना भी was not possible. So we then, started preparing. I said operation has to happen. So we got these boats. Somehow we procured from here and there and we started preparing. We started rowing. Because if you don't know how to row the boat, you will fall in the water. It is like if you don't know how to ride a bicycle, immediately you will fall. So it is like that. And then we also prepared for the contingencies that if you go inside the water, then you swim and fire. Then you swim and fire. So this is what we practiced. And we had a discussion, a very open and frank discussion I had with my team that bulletproof jacket vis-a-vis life jacket. So discussion हुआ कि भाई if we are wearing the helmet and the bulletproof jacket and the weapon and the ammunition, so we were sinking in the water. So it was very difficult for us to swim. So I gave the option to the boys that देखो अगर गोली खा के मरोगे बुलेटप्रूफ जैकेट और हेलमेट नहीं पहनेंगे तो क्या होगा गोली लगेगी गोली खा के मरोगे हम गोली खा के मरेंगे तो सीधे if we die taking a bullet in the chest or in the head we will go to heaven straight. Okay, but if we die because of drowning people sitting in heaven will do hisab kitab that badi chap has not died fighting, he has died of drowning. They will put you in narc. They will put you in hell. So the boys, they started laughing, ki, sir, we will not wear bulletproof jacket and helmet. We rather die fighting. We rather die of bullet than of drowning. So a cumulative, wisdom prevailed and we took a decision that we will not wear bulletproof jacket and helmet. So that is, again, the camaraderie. It is a foolish, the leader, I would say I was reckless, but I was the leader. I said, no bulletproof, no helmet, I am there with them. It could be me. It could be me. They said, yes, no bulletproof jacket. We will go like this only. And you see, no ground to fight. And I am telling them to stand on the platform. When we fight on the ground, we have things where we hide behind and we fire, so at least you have cover from the fire. So we all were to stand on the platform, shoulder to shoulder, fire on the enemy and wear no bulletproof jacket and helmet. But we went in, we did lot of preparations, we did lot of rehearsals, and finally when we went in, the argument was over in 4 minutes. So this is the terrorist camp, the terrorist activities. Now we have gone in and we have hit the target. We were fired upon, immediately the fire came, but we were more accurate. We cut them down. There were 11 that day, 9 were neutralized. There was one, just see the video, then I will narrate an interesting story. So we are hitting the target, everything is very accurate. There are civilian huts around, if you can see, but the fire was very accurate. We did not hit any civilian hut. The closest was 2 meters, 2 meters. And we were firing big weapons, rocket launchers, multi-grenade launchers, machine guns. Machine gun did the maximum damage. And all the huts were on fire. So this is how we went in. That's me, target. And you see 21st century, ladies and gentlemen, and this is how we went in the canoes. You seen Troy? Troy ke ship better the, nahi? You see this? This is how we went in. And this is the So the best lesson I learned was that however suicidal is the task, if as a leader you are ready to take the risk of sudden death with the boys, no one will pull back. They will always fight shoulder to shoulder. But as a leader, you have to be there with them, facing the same risk of sudden death. So in this operation, everyone was very worried that you see this is suicidal, you're going, senior officers especially, they were very worried that koi cover nahi hai, there's no cover. And I did not tell them that I am not allowing boys to wear bulletproof jacket and helmet. Probably they would not have allowed me then. And then there were 2 ladies in the camp, 2 girls. They were also cadres. You heard Manorama Devi case? Manorama Devi in Manipur. If you read Manorama Devi case, there was a case of, because of that the whole Manipur erupted in large-scale disturbances. That then my seniors told me that if you kill those 2 girls, what are the chances? I said, sir, 100% marengi. If they are there, they will get killed. So they asked me, what are the chances you killing civilians? I said, huts are very close. There are chances. Bullets can go anywhere. There are chances civilians may die. They may lose life. What are the chances of you losing life? I said, sir, very high chances. If the surprise is lost, we will get the bullets. Then he asked me that what are the chances of you losing weapons? I said, a weapon will not be lost because we are wearing bulletproof jacket. Even if we die, we have secured the weapons in a manner that even if we die, because of the bulletproof jacket, the weapon will hang with the body, it will not go inside the lake. So we will not lose the weapon. We may lose the life, but we will not lose the weapon. So I did not get the permission from my senior general. But as luck would have it, this group attacked army post. And then I got the permission, okay, hit them. So immediately, like today army post was hit, next day morning we went and we finished. So when we went in, As luck would have it, no civilian got injured, and there was only one lady that day. And when we went in, we saw one girl. I saw, my buddy went in, Bodo, tribal. So he saw something, he shot. So one chap fell. Then I heard something. Before I could train my rifle, I saw some rifle pointing at me. And then I heard cries. I realized that lady. I said, put the weapon down, otherwise I'll shoot you. Put the weapon down. I had already, the moment I heard there's a woman, the trigger did not press. Had it been a man, it would have gone in, So I said, put the weapon down, and she threw the weapon. Thank God, she was injured. She had a bullet in her leg. Immediately, she was evacuated. We gave her IV, we gave her Dexa. First aid was given and she was packed off. 2-3 days later, police came, sir, we have caught one chap. I rushed. That chap was taken out of his village, 7 bullets in his legs. And he had somehow received the first aid, but he was in bad shape. I shook hands with him that, buddy, with 7 bullets, how have you bloody come out? So he said, sir, the moment I got up, I was hit and I just jumped into the water and hung with the grass. And when you people went off, I dragged myself up and then I swam around 100 meters and then requested the villagers. They dropped me to some clinic and now I'm with my family, please don't kill. I said, now you have survived and very good, you are a brave man, If you can survive 7 bullets, you deserve to live. And he's living. The man is now he is changed track. This is the, the tenor of insurgency. So, so these kind of things happen. And again, young boy, but brave, 7 bullets, he survived. He could drag himself out of the water. He could go and take first aid and he could survive. So that's another story. Now, another story of camaraderie and also foolhardiness. So we do this volume nahi hai. So we train for combat free fall, military free fall. In that you are supposed to jump with weapon, equipment, everything. And with the ram air canopy, you are supposed to infiltrate and operate behind the enemy lines. So this is that training which is going on. But there are certain standard operating procedures. So I told my boys that, I have seen Americans jumping with big rucksacks in front of them. So my boss told me, sir, hum log to piche lagate hain because they may be having different kind of rucksacks. I said, no, let me try putting the rucksacks in front of me. So, and then there is a auxiliary parachute and there is a throwaway parachute. So we use handle mode parachute. When you use handle mode parachute, the pilot chute, the opening procedure starts from here, from your back, straight. And throwaway parachute, the opening procedure starts from here, like this. Again, boys told me that, sir, we use handle mode parachute. So I said, let me try this throwaway parachute. Anyway, so I jumped and immediately I went into emergency. I don't know whether you will be able to see or not. I am just narrating an incident. Volume kar dena. Now I go out and I immediately go, I am supposed to go like this, belly facing earth. Now if you see this photograph, my belly is facing up. I went sky face. And then I arched and I again, as I went, and my buddy has jumped behind me. And immediately I started spinning. Immediately I started spinning. You see this? Yeah. I'm spinning very fast, and in the spin I threw the small pilot chute, and that pilot chute got wrapped around my leg. So in that case, what happens is that when the pilot chute gets wrapped around, the parachute cannot open. Now you are supposed to cut away the main parachute which has got wrapped around and open the reserve. So I was the commanding officer, I said, let me not cut away, let me, just try to, I am falling 300 kilometers per hour, but in that I tried to, get the pilot chute unwrapped from my leg and I threw it. Somehow I untangled it and threw in the air, which was wrong on my part. My parachute opened. My buddy, Pramod Shinde, he saw me in the trouble. And he is a trained instructor. He can go, he can catch, and he can help if you are unstable. So he did not open his parachute and he tried to come near me. By the time I had opened my parachute, and because of that, his reserve got fired, which was, now reserve, you are wearing two parachutes. One is main parachute, one is reserve parachute. And reserve parachute is programmed to open at 750 feet. But that's emergency. So he did not open his parachute and his reserve fired. Now you will see two parachutes out. You see two parachutes out? Now these two parachutes can entangle with each other. So he cuts away his main and then he lands with the reserve. So again, I am indicating towards the commitment and the camaraderie that you are falling at 210 kilometers, 220 kilometers per hour, and you are not thinking about your own life, you are thinking about life of your buddy, that my officer is in trouble. I have to reach him. And he did not open his parachute. So again, that thing of camaraderie. Now about something which we were having a system of, again, this combat free fall, and we were training in a manner which is kind of old, and the world had moved ahead, and we were training with the old method, and we were having a lot of problems. Now this is the training of us, how we train. Now the drawback of this system was that, like in this system, body is not stable, and you learn stability after many jumps. And a lot of incidents have taken place where people have fallen like this, head down, and when they open the parachute gets wrapped around. We suffered a lot. So now you see, you're not supposed to be tumbling, you're not supposed to be spinning. So this is the result. Sometimes, this used to happen, that two parachutes out, and sometimes the inevitable. We have lost people. Now, so I took up the case and of a simulator system which is there available in all the advanced countries. It is called vertical wind tunnel. If you Google vertical wind tunnel, it's there in all the advanced countries, and all the advanced special forces were training in this simulator. So we prepared the case, and finally from my bosses, I went up to the NSA, Shri Ajit Doval, and with the file, Shri Ajit Doval went to the Honorable Prime Minister. The Honorable Prime Minister asked that इससे क्या होगा? तो एक लाइन का प्रेजेंटेशन था कि सर हर साल एक जान बच जाएगी. अच्छा? And the case was signed, and first vertical wind tunnel of India was established in Sarsawa, and this is how you train in that. So the stable body position becomes your muscle memory, and then you start training, you start flying with the equipment, and then when you jump, you're always stable. And then we changed the system that instructors will jump with the student till the time he is stable. So since the time the vertical wind tunnels have come in, such incidents have not happened. Jump with our buddy, with weapon, with rocket launcher, everything, carrying 150 to 200 kg weight. And we are stable. I commanded Galwan Brigade. Everyone heard name of Galwan? 15 June 2020, we had that incident where Chinese army and Indian army fought with each other. Not a single shot was fired. Again, all those who want to join army. NC cadets, how many? Yeah. ये पीछे वाले नहीं कर रहे लड़के भाई लोगों, you don't want to join? Only one. Okay. So all those who want to join Fauj, okay, and all those who want to join combat arm, remember to prepare yourself for the battlefield. Battlefield is not Instagram. Battlefield is not Facebook. Battlefield is not pictures. Battlefield is brutal. Okay. In this, the brigade I commanded, the incident which took place on 15 June 2020, both the armies fought with each other, did not fire a single shot. We killed each other with stones, with rods, splitting the brains and drowning each other in water. That is the brutality of war. Prepare yourself for that strength, because that is the contact battle which will always happen. Always happen. So, I commanded this brigade. I took over immediately after this incident, and there were tensions, but both the after Galwan incident, lot of improvements were done. And we started the training at a very large scale because the enemy understand only one language, the language of strength, language of power. So when the power was displayed, things subsided, and I will just give you a certain glimpse. Volume कर देना। So we trained relentlessly, always on move. We, used everything, whether armor personnel carriers, tanks, new vehicles which were inducted from Tata, Kalyani, a lot of equipment improvement has been done in that area. And patrolled all the frontiers. I'll just show you one glimpse. The time is less, so just see this clip. This is Frozen Lake, Pangong So. We are running at 17,000 feet, 10 kilometers a day. Whatever means, whether horses, aircraft, tanks, armor personnel carriers, the training was done round the clock, all seasons. temperature here as of now would be minus 42, and the height is around 18,000 feet. These are the areas which are called contested areas, right at the point Karakoram Pass, that area. And wind speed is around 70-80 kilometers per hour. We are at so this is the kind of difficulty, this is the kind of, these are the kind of challenges which are thrown not only by enemy but by terrain. 99% is terrain, 1% enemy. And this is how you prepare. So, I had my counterpart, Chinese there, and initially we had a lot of friction, and later on, all these things are communicated, that how the other side is preparing. And they could see the general preparation of Indian Army and everything. Now things are settled there. Whatever was there, whatever had happened in past 1958, 1959, 1962, that cannot be undone. But whatever I keep seeing in media that this has happened, that has happened, nothing has happened which had not happened in 1962. 1962, whatever is the border is there, it is the border today. It is the border today. So, and it is because of the preparedness, because of the strength shown by Fauj, the enemy also respects. The other side also respects you. And I had my counterpart there. When I was about to move out, he, did his level best to get a meeting with me, and he approached through the channel my superiors, generals, and I think it went to Delhi, and then finally I was told that go and meet him. So we had a meeting, and he told me, sir, I want you to meet my wife and daughter. They have come here to meet you especially. So I went and met. Ultimately, all the armies are same and the sentiments are same. Everyone follows his or her own ideology, but inside everyone is a human being. So we had a good interaction, we had a good tiff initially, lot of friction, lot of powers, lot of patrolling, lot of initially clashes also, but later on everything settled down, and when I left, the borders were peaceful. And after that, now the things have settled down. Now, one last incident I want to say, just before leaving, I had a very unfortunate incident that we were climbing Mount Nun, and in an avalanche, we lost 4 of our boys. So this is the area from we were climbing at this place, and the avalanche came. You see this black, the ice put my 4 boys into this crevasse here. And that was in 2023. We could take out only 1 boy. I was there, I saw the avalanche coming. By the time I could reach, it was already 2.5 hours. We dug for 6 days, we took out 1 boy, and 3 boys we could not take out. And then the weather packed up, so we had to leave the mountain. And then we went back after 10 months, preparing, and then we dug the crevasses 80 feet. 80 foot हमने खोदा वहाँ पे, and we got our boys out. This is how we cut the ice. This is at 18,500 feet, and we are working inside the crevasse. Again, this area is avalanche prone. Another avalanche can come, but that risk had to be taken. The whole team took the risk, all of us. We were there inside the crevasse, and finally we reached. This is one of our boys. You see, we got him out. second boy. It's called Operation RTG. It is again, if you read Operation RTG, it's there on the web. At that time it had come out. And this is how we found our boys, all crumpled. But we were able to take out, and this is what becomes of the face. So Indian Army, I got the chance to be with the bravest, meet the interesting people, win sometimes hearts and minds, stand with the enemy without killing, in UN with Pakistan Army officer, see the wild and be wild myself, climb the highest, stand before the highest, and when the time came, I got the opportunity to seek the challenger out and fight to finish. It was an honor to fight alongside my brave boys and be part of the team which won always against all odds. Then I have changed tracks now, and I am following a peaceful pursuit. I am a skydiving instructor, and my mom turned 80. I told her, okay, let us go and do skydiving. So ये मेरी माता जी के साथ में, I am taking her on a skydive from 10,000 feet. मम्मी 80 की होगी. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Abhinav Nair, belonging to Sainik School, Karakotam. Sir, you have been there in the army from the time before Kargil. You have fought in the Kargil war, and you have been serving afterwards. And you have served till 2023. So I wanted to ask you, sir, after the evolution of technology, such as, things like unarmed aerial vehicles have come up. So I wanted to ask you, what has been the change in the physical and mental demands for a soldier in this modern era of technological warfare?
Physical demand on a soldier.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the physical demand have not changed with the advent of technology. The technology remains in a different realm. On ground, the boots have to be there. If you cannot place boots on ground, you cannot win war. So you may be having good clothing, you may be having, a good food to eat, you may be having good accommodation to stay. Now barracks and everything has improved. You may be having good weapons. But with those weapons, you have to hold the ground. India's border dynamics are such that Indians have to hold the ground. What the map which we see, it is the army sitting there. Getting my point? Siachen Glacier, we are physically holding the ground. So, technology has helped us in, say, Operation Sindoor, like you throw missiles and then things come to a notch. Everyone says, okay, ab hamari bas ho gayi. But the ground has to be held. So to hold the ground, physical demands have not changed. The area has not changed. The terrain has not changed. The winter has not changed. The brutality of the weather, the vagaries of the weather has not changed. And the brutality of the contact war has not changed. You have to hold the enemy from the belt and cut his throat. That has not changed. That has not changed. And that will never change. That will never change. See, America had all the technology. Who is ruling Afghanistan? Who is ruling Afghanistan? Taliban. Where is the technology? All those bombers, all those gunships, all those, in all the movies we see American heroes, you know, this, that. But who is ruling Afghanistan? Taliban. Who is ruling Vietnam today? Vietnamese themselves. Americans were there for 20 years with all the technology, with all the carpet bombing, everything. But finally, the boots on ground. Okay, so that will never change. The physicality of the battlefield will never change. Technology will make it more lethal, but physicality will not change.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Jain sir, I'm Gadjadvik from Science School, Karakotam. Sir, my question to you is, in tight, stressful situations, such as the one you encountered in Mount Everest and in Manipur, if a person in your team is feeling uncomfortable or unsure of himself in a way that will negatively impact the team, then how will you deal with that person? And what is it that inspires such trust and confidence in our leader?
Like while you are climbing, there are instances that, like in 2001 we were climbing, one very strong climber, he developed snow blindness, you know. So the eyes were red and he was very strong and he wanted to climb, but headache and he couldn't see. So he had to be sent down. So he was evacuated, he sat down, he came down at Camp 4 and then he sat there and he did not climb, but he was there. So that kind of person is evacuated. Anyone in special forces, you will not find people breaking down, you know, because we have joined special forces after clearing the probation. So all those who would break down are not there, They can't pass the probation. All those who are into special forces, now they will not leave. They may die, but they will not back off. Like, कि bulletproof jacket पहनना है, helmet पहनना है, गोली खाना better है, what is गोली खाना better है. So such kind of men finally छन के are taken after the probation. And then when the team is together, then you work for the team. You may be feeling low, you may be feeling, you know, some worry and all, but the team is there to cheer up. And you are into a kind of trance. When you are with the team, then you are in a kind of trance. It's a mania. When you go into the battle, it's a mania. And everyone is charged up and no one backs off. No one backs off. And the environment is such, and the pull is such that no one can feel कि मेरा moral down है, ऐसा होता नहीं है. The environment is such, so charged up. We create that environment in the units. The environment is created, that hype is created, that battle mania is created, that bloodlust is created. Like that.
That's all.
Sir, can I ask you one more question, please? Sir,
Yeah, please.
sir, you served our nation in the Kargil War. How did you feel when the men you saw today turned martyrs tomorrow? How did you feel?
No. See, when you join army, we don't, see that I might get martyred. Yes, that's a very good thing. I will remain young forever. My senior subaltern, Vivek Singh Bhandral, we lost him in 2002. He remains forever young. His photograph will be young. You know? So it's like that. We don't see death like that. And so they are forever young. In this operation, I was the team commander, so we had few martyrs, you know. So martyrs photographs were put on the wall. So my team Havaldar Major, he came ki sir, give me some money, I will make a board. So that we don't put them on the wall, we put them on the board. So I said, okay, you take more money, make a big board. Because मरते तो रहो गई, वो बाद में पैसा लगाना पड़ेगा, make a big board so that all those who keep on attending martyrdom, उनकी photograph can keep on coming on that board. So we see death in that manner. It's a welcome thing. जाना एक जिंदगी से ज़्यादा प्यार करके कोई मतलब नहीं है. One day everyone has to leave, and that is the best death in the battlefield, because you will remain forever young, forever young. So that is how army sees the martyrs, and every martyr's family, every martyr's children, they are looked after by army. That's our tradition, by unit. They have a permanent family, they have a permanent support in Fauj, permanent support. They are respected and they are looked after, so they have no issues. No.
I'm not here to give you any lecture, and I will not do it after such an inspiring session by Brigadier Shekhawat ji. I should not speak much about this. But always we have to keep in our mind that when we have just today saw that we sung the national song and later on national anthem, and I was just counting the time for which we stood up. It was about 4 minutes. We were standing here for 4 minutes, little bit higher than that. So 4 minutes we were standing here for the national song and national anthem. We will be doing it again. Just imagine our Jawans, they are standing there continuously at the borders, defending our rights, our humanity, our souls at the borders, which we have seen just now what has happened. We have seen all the little documentation also. So that is what we have to have in our minds. One of the friends asked regarding, do you really think of that, what will happen when you join the army or anything, whether you will be martyred or not, regarding this? Why you are thinking of this? I remember I had read one book on army operations, and at that time the writer says, if you don't have ambition to become chief of the army staff, chief of the naval staff, chief of the air staff, then don't join army, navy or air force. You must have ambition to become the topmost officer of that particular force. That is what we need to have. Don't think of being a martyr. Try to be a topmost person in the armed forces. That will give you everything that you want. I am very much pleased and delighted today, because whatever we wanted to convey to our next generation, today's new generation, we have been able to do it, because you have thought. I am very sorry that many of you wanted to ask questions, have an interaction with Brigadier Shekhawat ji, but because of paucity of our time, we cannot do it. I thank all of you here who have been for this particular session. We will have more such sessions which will inspire not only us but all our young generation to defend my country, my nation. That's all. Namaste.